happy Tuesday. It is now 6:30 on this May 16th. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Caitlin Heck here with Wanya Reese and meteorologist Alex Forbes.
Sun is already beginning to come up right now, and it was feeling good around 3 this morning, but I'm sure it's already starting to warm up already, Alex.
The second we got first light in the sky, that temperature made a U-turn and it is now going up. Although we are looking at overcast conditions right now down in Perry, it's also indicative of the humidity we have in the air this morning. The change we have from yesterday morning, though, is a bit more wind across the area. Temperature right now is 69 in Macon, 67 in Warner Robins, 70 over in Forsyth, as well as in Roberta this morning, 66 in Eastman and 67 in McRae. Here's the radar picture. We're not looking at anything out there this morning. A change from what we saw yesterday morning with those scattered showers down into Pulaski County, Dooley County, and Wilcox County. However, through the afternoon and evening tonight, we are going to get some heavier showers going, maybe even a couple thunderstorms across the area. And if we get the wind strong enough, the winds that go up, we could even see some small hail across central Georgia. So a high temperature of 85 today. I would grab that rain jacket as you head out the door, because even if it's not raining this morning, I do suspect we're going to see it into the evening tonight. Our temperature should be roughly about average for this time of year. But if you're thinking about grilling out tonight, got a yellow spatula for 6, 7, and 8 o'clock. I would use caution and have a backup plan because we are going to have those storms around. So a better rain chance today and tomorrow, but then cooler for the end of the week. I've got a day with a high temperature in the 70s. I'll show you when that is, and your weekend forecast coming your way in just a moment.
Thank you, Alex. A Jones County man is now recovering after getting hit while riding his bike on Highway 49. He says the driver who hit him Saturday night did not stop to check on him.
Charlie Dirk says he was just going to a friend's home when a car got too close and hit him. He says all the flashing lights on his bicycle were working at the time. Dirk says a Jones County deputy told him the car was going 55 miles per hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. The car hit him from behind and he flipped over. He says that another driver did stop and ask him if he was okay. Jones County Lieutenant Wesley Ransom says drivers should share the road with bicyclists.
Well, they should ride to the furthest most right part of the roadway. And it's important for vehicles to remember, as they're overtaking bicyclists, to give them at least 3 feet when they're passing them. And if bicyclists are riding in a group, they should remember that they should not ride more than 2 next to one another.
Deputies found pieces of a rear view mirror light on the ground, and it has been taken in for evidence.
Anyone with information on the case can call the Jones County Sheriff's Office. Their number is 478-986-3489. Again, 478-986-3489.
The father of Josh Marshall, who died in Monroe County Jail custody back in 2020, is sharing his son's story. It comes after the county paid more than $1 million to settle a lawsuit with his family. Mark Marshall says they didn't file the suit for money, but for change. The settlement includes a scheduled meeting with Sheriff Brad Freeman. He says though their families still mourn Josh's death every day, they hope that his death leads to more training and understanding about mental health care in law enforcement. He wants Monroe County jailers to get mental health training for dealing with mentally ill inmates. Josh was experiencing a schizophrenic episode when a fight broke out between him and 3 deputies. A GBI autopsy says the cause of death was neck compression caused by his fight with deputies.
I feel for the deputies. They've got a hard job, but to put them in there with no training at all, that's not fair to them. They need to have the help and support to do their job.
Mark Marshall is set to meet with Sheriff Brad Freeman on Wednesday to discuss more training for Monroe County law enforcement.
We have been following up on cold cases around central Georgia, and in one Macon case, a grandmother begs for answers nearly a year after someone killed her grandson, Armando Cortez Clark, on Ibex Street. Clark says all her grandson ever wanted was to make others happy, and he wanted to make a name for himself. She remembers him starting to mow lawns at just 14 years old just to save up some money. It's what he did with money that he made later in life that Debbie says made all the difference to others.
He'd go like in Family Dollar, buy a bunch of jackets, put it in his trunk. If he seen a kid without a jacket, he'd get out and say, hey, here, throw him a jacket.
Debbie Clark plans a memorial and anti-violence rally tonight in Clark's memory. It's happening at Peach Orchard Park and Linmore Estates at 6 o'clock. While nobody's been charged with killing Clark, the sheriff's office says his death illustrates a troubling pattern.
Right now, GSP is investigating after a police cruiser from the Davisboro Police Department crashed with a log truck. It happened at the intersection of Highway 24 East and Highway 231 in Washington County just before noon yesterday. Sheriff Joel Cochran says right now it appears the police car failed to yield the right-of-way to the log truck and got hit in the door.
6:35 in state news. Former Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill reported to federal prison to start serving his 18-month sentence. The prison in Arkansas is considered a low-security facility. A judge sentenced Hill back in March after a jury found him guilty of violating prisoners' rights. Investigators say he forced inmates to be in restraint chairs for hours. Hill's attorneys are in the process of appealing his conviction.
Notices are getting sent to nearly 3 million Georgians on Medicaid. During the pandemic, Medicaid enrollment increased by 35% in our state. Now that the federal public health emergency has ended, people have to have their eligibility checked to stay covered. Some people are getting letters that tell them that they are no longer eligible and may lose coverage soon. Georgia leaders are asking people on Medicaid to check these notices and reapply for Medicaid.
Well, new video shows the train versus truck accident that closed a major Warner Robins intersection last week. Warner Robins police released it to 13 WMAZ after reviewing it while investigating. So watch this. Behind the American flagpole, you'll see the white truck pull up to the intersection, hauling a gray car on a flatbed. The rail crossing arm comes down between the truck and car. The driver seems to realize he's in trouble as the train bears down, and he tries to back up but can't get off the track. The driver manages to jump to safety, and then here's the crash happening. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. Traffic and safety measures are now back to normal at Watson Boulevard and Highway 247. It took through the weekend to replace the lights and crossing arm damaged by the accident. Warner Robins police say they are still investigating and no one has been cited in that wreck.
The Duplin County Bobcats football field will sport a new look for the 2023 football season. The school system announced the brand new turf is ready for action. There's a ribbon cutting ceremony this evening starting up at 7 p.m. at the football stadium on North 3rd Street in Vienna. A GBI special agent will speak at Georgia Military College today. It's part of the National Peace Officer Memorial Day ceremony. A wreath will be laid to honor fallen officers. It's going to be happening at 7:40 this morning at the Grant Parade Field.
Well, put your dancing shoes on. This year, people will groove to disco, rock, and pop music at the Warner Robins Independence Day celebration. The official lineup will be announced today.
Pretty much try to make it every chance I get. I'm going to make it every chance I get, actually.
That's the spirit. Kyria Scott has gotten in the fun for over 10 years. She says she loves seeing all the people who come out and how the night ends with a big fireworks show. The main event, of course, is the music, which the city says it works to get 3 different genres. This year, the lineup includes disco, pop, and rock artists contracted through RCS Production Company. Mayor LaRhonda Patrick says artists were already booked and price point wasn't an issue. As always, they'll have food trucks, and Mayor Patrick says they hope to expand their options.
One thing we noticed last year was food truck prices were kind of high. I think the lowest was around average about $12 an entree. But we want to make sure we're hitting people, that have big families or don't have a big budget.
The big announcement happens this morning at 10.